Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon and today is our fun Fold Friday. Today we'll be making a spinner rocket card using the Reach for the Stars stamp set and dies. Go to hold I flip and we'll get started. All right. Let me just move things over a little bit so everything's centered. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, I would love for people to say hello to me. In fact, anyone who says a comment here on my Facebook or over on my YouTube channel with this video, something about this card, something about yourself, whatever you want to tell me, when you leave me a comment, you have the chance to win the card that we make in our video today. So please, please comment. You have up until midnight Pacific time here in the US. And just let me know where you're coming from. If you love this stamp set, if you want questions about it, leave me all your comments. All right, so we are making today this awesome spinner card. It is a rocket spinner card. And when I saw this stamp set, I knew this is one of the things I really wanted to make with it, because who doesn't want a rocket to fly, right? The way it works is that it has a spinning gadget underneath it, 2 pennies, and we're gonna make it so that way when we turn this card, our rocket can turn along the track. For this one, I didn't do a very good job keeping my dimensional circle, so we're going to work harder on that this time, because it usually is a little bit more free-flowing. But you can kind of see here how it just will move along this track that we've created. All right, even if it doesn't move all by itself, you could totally spin it as well. A super fun card. Okay, let me show you the products we are using so you can be familiar with that. Oh, and for all the products I'm using, you can order those from my online store using the June hostess code. The hostess code links you to me and allows me to give you some happy mail. So be sure to use this code. It'll be at the final checkout of my online store. As you get ready to put in your payment information or your shipping information, there's a little spot that says, would you like to use a hostess code? And you say, by golly, I do, and that's the one you're using for June. All right, so here's a stamp set. It's called Reach for the Stars. It comes with dies. We are using the inside part here. Oh, which I forgot to show you that. The inside of our card, we have this cute little, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have entire galaxy. And then we did some really fun embossing here. So let me show you all those parts as well. Okay, so the front, we have the greetings friend, and then that's our inside greeting. And I did stamp our cute little rocket here as well. When I open this up inside, you're going to see, this is where I store my dies. I have a magnetic adhesive backing strip right here that I placed on the other side. You can see this is how I store my stamps. Those ones, I keep this outside rubber piece in, so I know which stamps I'm missing. That's the one we'll be stamping today. And it keeps everything clean and in space. Aha, pun intended. Let me show you what we use. So here's what we die cut our rocket out. So that's perfectly done. And then these little bubbles here, let me get closer so you can see. That's what does embossing instead of cutting on that bottom of our basic white for the inside. Here are the stars that we use to die cut. And then we have our little flames for our rocket as well. Then our circles, fun fact, Stampin' Up! No longer has our layering circle dies. We have a stylish shape, so it has some circle squares and, I can't think of the other shape in that one. Is it just circles? No, and like labels, but they're stitch and those ones are layering, but a plain circle, Stampin' Up! No longer has those dies. So these are it. These are our circles. So what we did, we took the largest circle and we skipped the second one, and then we took the second largest circle. And that is how we make our track for this card. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. We'll keep those out so you can kind of see. Let me get all these pieces ready. I did a lot of prep work because a lot of it required die cutting or heat embossing, and that just takes time. So let me explain. This is our basic black. All the measurements will be over on my blog, so if I forget anything, please click over there so you can see them clearly. What I did is I went ahead and I have my basic black, which is the 4 by 5 1/4, and I have DSP, that's the 3 3/4 by 5, and I glued it onto each other by going around the outside only and a little bit in the center like that. We wanted to keep them together, but not super together because we wanted to be able to cut this out. So what we did was I used that large die, large circle, and we use our medium, our second largest circle. So we can pick it up, sorry. There we go. And we lined it up like that to die cut them at the same time. This is where you can either use washi tape or something to carefully place it down so it doesn't move. I was able to use it just fine without anything this time, so it's definitely doable. Once you have run that through your Stampin' Cut machine, you'll have some circles. So this outer ring, you can save that for something else. That could be fun. Or you see the back side of that DSP there. But we do need to keep our center circle. That will be part of our card making as well. So keep that handy. Don't throw that part away. Go and set that aside. What I also did beforehand was I went ahead and I stamped our rocket in basic gray. I didn't do anything crazy to this rocket. And I've seen amazing things. I've seen people color it with their blends. I've seen people stamp it on the holographic DSP, the specialty paper, so it's like shiny. So there's lots of possibilities for what you can do with your rocket. Mine's just stamped in basic gray on a basic white and die cut out. Super simple. However, we're going to add some pizzazz with our flames here. Let me get those out. We die cut 4 different ones. So there's 2 sizes. So we have like a pumpkin pie flame, and I have a real red flame, and then we have the smaller pieces. So there's the orange one, the pumpkin pie, and the blackberry bliss. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and attach that now. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of glue on this larger flame. This is what makes our rocket look like it's actually like moving versus just sitting there waiting to launch, right? This gives it some motion there. We're just going to glue these little pieces on top there, just like so. Let that dry for a hot minute, and we're going to grab our glue dots. Now we can attach our flames to the back of our rocket. So I'm going to take my flame, flip it upside down, put it to my glue dot here, press down, and remove from there. Let me get it close so we can see. Here's my rocket. I'm going to carefully set it behind one of, there's probably a technical term for that, but the end of the rocket. I'm not a rocket scientist by any means, but I do love space. So we're going to go ahead and put one more glue dot on this one. You could use liquid glue. It would just need more dry time. So I like the glue dot for placement reasons. And we're just going to place that one on the other side behind that part of the rocket, and there we have some cool looking flames coming out behind. Okay, so there's our rocket. He's ready to go. What I've also done is they have the amazing Stargazing DSP. I took that, and for this one I went ahead and I die cut this one out for this guy. For this one I just grabbed my paper snips and I fussy cut this one out because there's not a die that does the 2 at the same time for this one. You'll see on the back side it's spacey on the back side. So we have that ready. I also had that little orange one if I wanted that one instead. And then also another step I did beforehand was I heat embossed the greetings friend. This is the best way to stamp on black paper is with the white embossing powder, Versamark, and a heat tool. We are going to take our paper snips and just do a little bit of fussy cutting together, and then we'll get ready to assemble our rocket spinner card using our 2 pennies. There we go. And for this one, I'm just going to try and go around as close as I can. It's going to be on that DSP, and so it's kind of just going to fade in there so you can't almost even tell that it's on another piece of paper. And if you wanted to, you could bypass the basic black and just do this heat embossing on the DSP instead. So it's totally up to you. And around that last G. There we go. Super cute. Greetings, friend. All right. Now what we need to do is grab, let's do our stamping, and then we can go ahead and assemble the whole action scene here. All the stamping I did was just for the inside. There are so many options. I could even leave this blank. I thought it'd be fun to say greetings friend, happy birthday. But my plan is to have the same greeting in the inside of this one if I had a star. And then it'd be fun to even put another like happy birthday underneath that. So whoever gets this card can add that to it if they want to make this a birthday one. So ink that up, make sure it looks nice and good. We'll do center top, press down. Oh, good job. That turned out nice. I always worry about letters because if you wobble too much, they will look kind of blurred, like someone's been drinking too long or that your vision's going out. So that one turned out really, really nice. Okay, now we can go ahead and set that aside. Grab our card basin. Go ahead and start it on the score line there. Grab your bone folder. Flip that part over. Let's go ahead and put this inside so we'll just not have to even think about it anymore. It'll be ready to go. I'm using my Stampin' Still Plus. I put one in each corner, one in the center. You don't have to go all up and down because this adhesive is stickier than a normal double-sided adhesive. A little bit goes a long way and it saves you money, which I always want to do that. So that's my tip to you. Don't go crazy with the Stampin' Still Plus. All right, but we are going to go crazy with dimensionals. We just need to figure out what side we want. I think I want this purple on the top here. You see how it's a little bit different colors there. Flip this over. We grab our dimensionals. And for our dimensionals, we need to go around our circle, but giving it about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch away. We need to make sure that there is space, but you want to have this feel supported. And then what I want to try to do is go ahead and have the flat ends. So to our hexagon, there are like pointy sides, and then flat ends. I'm going to use the flat ends also, line up to my circle here. So we're first going to go all around. I'm going to go as far as I can for this one because that's not very, doesn't give us much space. So I'm making kind of like a track right here. Again, it needs support, but it needs some room to move. And that's why we're putting so many dimensionals on this part here. Okay, we'll put that guy there. And I might need to move this one up just a little bit. I'm gonna press it down too hard so it can peel it off real quick. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I just now add one to each corner. And then if you needed an extra bonus one in the center, oh, there we go. Put that one there as well. So a lot of dimensionals, huh? Kind of crazy. While we're here, let's grab our cute little circle for the center, and we'll need at least 3 for this one. I'm gonna go, but they're gonna be close together. Again, we want to allow the penny to be able to flow. Okay, now we're gonna take off all the backings. Let's just count as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think that backing's already off. That's 5, 6, 7. That's off 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I used 15 dimensionals on this. Crazy. Okay, place your card base down. And we're going to hover over it because once we stick it down, it's going to be hard to get all those dimensionals off. And I want a border of that Blackberry Bliss underneath it. Oh, that looks good. Good line up there. Now this part is where it gets tricky because I make sure that we line this up pretty much dead center. So what you could do is grab that piece that we had die cut out. So we know the spacing on here. And then we can put this into that. Now, the tricky part is, can I get that back out? I didn't use this tip last time. I think, yeah, we can just peel that right out. And now we have a nice looking track there. Okay, it's looking good. It's coming together, coming together. Now what we need to do is to grab a dimensional and your paper snips, and we need to make this dimensional into more of a rounded shape. So we're going to work on that together. Let me grab this closely. You see how there's corners? We're going to cut those off. I'm not going to remove the backing yet, so I'm going to just kind of go at this at a rounded shape, cutting off all of our corners to try to make more of a circle. Okay. If I think that looks good, I can be done. If not, I'm going to play with it just a little bit more, like so. Then we're going to grab one of our pennies, and I'm going to put it straight on our penny there. You can use washers too. Pennies, I feel like, are just the perfect size. And it's only 2 cents worth, right? All right, now I removed the backing, which was silly, but that's okay. We'll stick it in here on the track. Maybe I'll put it back so it's easier to use. We need to put this penny so it's underneath both of this side and here. And this is probably one of the harder parts. So just gently lift that up like so. There we go. That looks good. I've seen people where they've sandwiched it together first and then they put it in there. I feel like it's easier to put 1 penny in versus 2. Now we can remove the backing. And what we need to do now is go ahead and attach this right on top of it. Press down. Let's see, we'll give it a spin, see how it's flowing. Not too bad. I still feel like it could flow a little bit better. There we go. See how it's spinning? Getting caught right there though. Okay, we do. There it goes. It's spinning. Okay. Now we can add things like our rocket and our planet and our greeting and our stars. But first, what we want to do is go ahead and put these on so that way we know where we can put our rocket. So use your liquid glue only for our embellishing. We don't want there to be too much bulk to make it so our rocket's going to get stuck on the planet or stuck on our greeting, right? We want to keep that spin free. Speaking of my greeting, did I put it under my rocket? No, I lost it. Hold on. I don't know where that greeting went. It's not in there, not in there, not under here. We just had it. Did it fall down? I'm gonna have to watch the video later and be like, where did I place that, right? Okay, we will keep on going with our stars and hopefully I can find that greeting. If not, I'll make a new one before I send it to you guys. Don't worry. Let's grab our stars then. These are made with the holographic specialty paper, which is really, really cool. And it's hard to tell, but they're shiny. This is a great way to make your own embellishments. Make sure I have all 3 of them that I dumped out of my, there we go. Again, just liquid glue. So we're going to put 2 stars up here, having them going at an angle from each other, not below each other, and then 1 more down here. And I place a small star down there. I might have put too much glue there, so we're going to have some squish come out a little bit. Grab our larger star to put up at the top, and then the smaller star right below it. Super cute. I wonder like where our greetings friend went. I have the cutout part, so what is it? I just don't know. And my table's fairly clean, so we'll see if we find out later. All right, dimensional on the penny here. So I like to start with it here. And I want to kind of figure out how I want to place this. So when this card goes in the mail, I don't want to have pieces of my rocket coming off too far. So I want to make sure when I place it on there, it's in a good resting spot. And I do need to grab another dimensional. And we're going to place it on the penny. And then we'll line it up here and say that looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can get this rocket to fly for us. Give him a little push. Again, if your rocket isn't going as well, don't worry. It's just because we didn't make our dimensional very good to get it. There we go. And I think the more you play with it, the better free falling flying it can do. And even if not, it's still fun just to like spin it with your finger. Cute, cute. There it goes. It's moving through space there. All right, you guys. Let me take one last look, see if I can't find where our, oh, no, that's my thing there. Found it. It was here the whole time. You guys probably couldn't see, it was right off screen. I found my greetings, friend. Oh my goodness. Happy Friday, right? I hope you guys have some fun plans for Father's Day weekend and have your Father's Day cards all ready to go. And that you guys can enjoy some time with your families. There it is. There's our cute card. And I love that this changes. It's seen. Like I took photos of this and I was like, oh, it's cute right here. It could be cute when it's like going this way. I love that this is a forever changing positioning of our spaceship here. Or rocket. Make sure that stays glued down so it doesn't go underneath it. Super fun card. I hope you guys have had a fun time learning how to make this card today. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel and share with your friends. Have a great weekend and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.